Hello, everybody. This is the 52nd book club discussion. Today we are discussing The Scarlet Letter by Nathaniel Hawthorne. We'll see a little bit about the author, about why the Customs House portion was included in the book, about the Puritan society, more about the book, its themes, some discussion questions, and also we can have a look at about how, uh, yeah, some quotes from the book. Okay. So Nathaniel Hawthorne, he was an American novelist and a short story writer who is best known for his exploration of guilt, sin, and morality in Puritan New England. He's born in Salem and he was deeply influenced by the region's history and his ancestors' involvement in the Salem witch trials. Actually, I just another tidbit which I heard was that his name initially was actually Hawthorne, that the W was not there in his surname. However, one of his ancestors was involved in the Salem witch trials. And he felt so ashamed that he changed his surname and he added the W so that, it's not clearly evident that he is a descendant from that person. And
Exactly.
his most famous novel is actually The Scarlet Letter, which was published in 1850, where he examines the themes of shame and redemption. Some of his other notable works are The House of Seven Gables and The Blithedale Romance. Hawthorne's rich symbolism and psychological depth has helped shape American romanticism, and has left a lasting impact on the American literature. Uh, in 1846, Hawthorne was appointed as the surveyor at the Salem Customs House by the then president, James K. Polk. But when the next president took office in 1849, he removed Hawthorne from his job. And after which, Hawthorne started working even more intensely on his novel, which was The Scarlet Letter. And when it appeared in the spring 1850, Scarlet Letter became an immediate success. And so was the writer's next book, which is The House of Seven Gables, which was published in 1851. Because of he was spurred by his new popularity, then Hawthorne published a new collection of short stories in 1851, and he published another novel, The Blithedale Romance, in 1852. After all this, another event occurred, which is an old friend from Bowdoin College, Franklin Pierce, became the Democratic candidate for the presidency in June 1852. And Hawthorne actually wrote his campaign biography. Pierce was successful in the election, and then immediately he rewarded Hawthorne with a well paid post of American consul in Liverpool, England. So Hawthorne's actually left America for 7 years and they spent time in Italy as well as in England. So now, once again, Hawthorne had a full time job, and that meant that he did little writing. So he wrote one more novel after this and he started two others, but soon his health also started failing and he died in his sleep in 1864. So one of the interesting parts is in this book is the first 50 pages, a very sizable sum, or nearly 20% of the book is actually about the customs house. So one of the main reasons behind this is what I wanted to share with you all. So while Polk, who is the president, Polk was the person who gave, Hawthorne his position. While he had been a Democrat, Taylor, who was the new president, who came in, I think, 1859 or something, yeah, 1849, he was a member of the rival Whig Party, and they wanted their own supporters in the customs house. So Hawthorne was fired. And actually, right, all Hawthorne's friends came for his support, and he actually won national publicity for his case against, being removed from his job. They argued that Hawthorne had not earned his appointment by working politically for Polk. So it's not fair for the Whigs to fire him. However, the writer's opponents prevailed, and Hawthorne found himself unemployed. In fact, this unemployment had affected him so much because right from the beginning he wanted to be a writer. However, he did not have any money, and this job actually came at a very crucial point in life for him. So once he lost the job, he had in fact mentioned that it felt like his head has been chopped off. And as soon as he left the customs house, Hawthorne started work on the Scarlet Letter. When he had almost finished the book, he went back and he wrote the introduction, which was the customs house, where he described his life in this customs house. So he saw the novel. One of the reasons he wrote was also because he wanted to give it a very realistic feel. So, which is why, he wanted Hester Pye's story to seem very realistic. However, another reason why he wrote this particular portion was he wanted to have a revenge on the people who had fired him. So he saw the Salem officials who dismissed him from the customs house as the descendants of this self-righteous Puritans who condemned Hester Prynne and made her live a life of persecution. So, like Hester, who was forced to make a meager living using the art of a sewing needle, Hawthorne himself was forced to rely on his art to earn an income. Though the book had actually done well, Scarlet Letter and the two other novels which came after that, still his income from it wasn't so much, not as much as what it was from working in the customs house. So, in fact, that's why he accepted the job which he got once again. A little bit about the book. So, Scarlet Letter is also very popular because it was the one of the first mass-produced books in the United States. It was popular when it was first published, and it's considered a classic work of American literature. It still continues to be popular now. It's commonly listed among the great American novels, and it has inspired numerous film, television, and stage adaptations. Critics have described the Scarlet Letter as a masterwork, and the novelist D.H. Lawrence called it a perfect work of the American imagination. Some critical reviews of the book was that most of the literary critics praised the book, but however, the religious leaders took an issue with the novel's subject matter. Orestes Brownson, who complained that Hawthorne did not understand Christianity, confession, and remorse. And there was a review which was published in the Church Review, which concluded that the author perpetrates bad morals. And on the other hand, like D.H. Lawrence said, there could not be a more perfect work of American imagination than the Scarlet Letter. Henry James once said of the novel that it's beautiful, admirable, extraordinary. It has the highest degree that merit, which I have spoken of as the mark of Hawthorne's best things, an indefinable purity and lightness of conception. One can often return to it. It supports familiarity and has the inexhaustible charm and mystery of great works of art. Now, since we speak a lot about the Puritans in here, so I just wanted to give a little bit of background information on who were the Puritans. So, Puritans were basically the English Protestants in the 16th and 17th centuries, and they wanted to get rid, from the Church of England of what they considered to be Roman Catholic practices. And they maintained that the Church of England has not yet been fully reformed and that the church should become more Protestant. So Puritans believed basically that sex was good and it was God approved, but only within marriage. Any sexual relationship outside marriage, like adultery, was seen as a serious sin and it was often punished publicly. Communities closely monitored the personal behavior. So, usually, neighbors told on each other, etc. Desire is viewed as dangerous and that it needed strict control. And women were usually judged much more harshly than men. So, one of the first discussion questions is Hester's public punishment more harmful than Dimmesdale's hidden guilt? Which kind of suffering seems worse and why? Um, you can feel free to unmute yourself and uh, share. Would you like to share, Shamil Rawji?
Uh, the punishment actually is disproportionate to her sin. That is what I felt.
Okay.
Ah.
That wearing the letter for life, no?
Then 3 hours on that pillory
Yeah, 3 hours on the thing.
and ostracizing her for
Mm,
all times to come.
okay.
7 years she was ostracized
Mm,
because parallelly,
mm,
Dimsdale is given a let off. No supportive, no punishment to him. But
mm.
he inflicts punishment on himself. It is a self-inflicted punishment as far as Dimsdale is concerned.
Correct.
For him, it is a hidden sin. He suffers for it. And in this case, it is an exposed sin. So,
Mm,
exposed sin gets recognized by the society, and within its norms and parameters, it punishes. In this case, it's Puritan society. They are very sticklers for morals and other things, as
yeah.
you just said.
In fact,
And
though they say that she has got off easily, right? Otherwise, the punishment is actually death because her husband is not there and he has not been in the picture at all and he's not there with her, which is why they say that we have let her get off easily. That's what the initial first chapter says, no? They all are very angry.
agreed,
Yeah,
agreed, because there
correct.
is a little element of concession instead of death,
Mm,
well,
mm,
ostracization was given to her.
correct,
But
correct.
looking at that in another way, actually, we have to take the protagonist as a very strong female. She
Yes.
fought back and came. That
Yeah,
we cannot ignore. Whatever
correct.
may be the punishment, whatever may be the periodicity, whatever may be the thing, actually, she was very confident.
Mm,
She is very strong. That is what I found with her.
yeah.
Very
In
strong personality.
correct. In fact, they are very upset to see her being that strong, graceful, and all. No, the public when they see
Exactly.
her, she maintains her elegance and dignity. She's not. Yeah,
She's very elegant actually, and
correct.
I was very much impressed with her character. To be frank with you,
Mm-hmm.
because despite the so testing times, actually, she keeps her cool.
Mm,
She never gives away her partner in crime, name of
correct.
the partner in crime, and
Mm,
the child with all love and affection, though
mm,
it is different actually. She
mm,
brings her up. And
mm,
she goes and meets him. She doesn't want the child, even though there was an occasion that the child must be taken away from the mother and put in charge of the church so that she will be able to be brought up in a separate moralistic way. She says nothing doing. I will keep her with myself. And then she makes her own living through that brilliant needlework.
correct.
So you tell me in which way actually she is weak or she has compromised. She didn't compromise.
Correct.
Whether it's a question of her love or whether it's a question of livelihood or fighting back that hypocritical judgment and other things. She
Mm,
stood on her own. That is, I consider of all the characters, she is the strongest of character.
mm,
We have three and a half characters or four, we'll put it as the evolution goes on. Pearl also becomes a full character. So Chillingworth, Pearl, Dimswell, and the Scarlet. We take
correct.
this, she is Pearl,
Correct.
not Pearl actually, Hester. She is the
Hester.
strongest of all characters.
Correct.
And this man, Dimswell, is chicken-hearted. Though all morals and other things, he never comes to open.
Correct.
He is dependent on her. In that
Mm,
forest scene, if you recollect, actually,
mm,
you only suggest him, let us go and elope together. Let us
correct.
go. There is a
Mm,
ship already coming. We'll go together, make a new life. What
yeah.
that means, she thinks ahead. She thinks of future also. That is not there with Dimswell. And if you
Mm,
take up chilling word, actually, this man only out of vengeance he acts. Maybe he had his own reasons.
mm,
It is pure vengeance with him and pure negative personality. And when he accepts on that pillory, the Dimswell,
mm,
he says he lost his chance to punish him.
mm.
He regrets. He says, the Chillingworth says actually, I lost a chance to punish you because declared yourself, you accepted your sin.
Correct.
So for me, I find actually she's relevant even now also. There are certain qualities even current modern women also can pick up. That is what I felt. I hold
Very
her
true.
with lot of, I hold her with a lot of what I can say
Yeah.
respect for that matter.
Correct.
So, and the other part of the question is just a public person or hidden. Which kind of thieves was? I definitely kind of suffering actually. The concealed sin, the suffering internally that happens, is more severe than one that is exposed and where punishment comes from outside.
Correct. That's what even I
Self-inflicted.
felt, because when
Oh,
somewhere, now that her sin has exposed, it is some kind of
yes,
a freedom. It's freeing. For him
yes.
here, it's inside and it's just eating him up literally.
He
No?
corrodes him.
Yeah,
And he not only physically, mentally also, he becomes so
correct.
pale and other things. Maybe he's qualified to give an extraordinary, what you call that day speech,
Mm, mm,
extraordinary discourse actually. All people in the village get swayed and other things. That is a
correct,
separate quality. If you look at it personal level, he suffered most
correct.
than killing her. He suffered most than our Hester. That's what I felt.
True,
And
true.
he is weak actually. That is what I felt.
Yeah,
Compared to the female role actually, he is not okay. Maybe he has been made that way.
correct.
Other qualities are good. He's a good
Mm,
speaker, well then understanding. So many things are there. And that
mm,
is the single sin he has committed in his life. He didn't go in for philandering. There is not, there are not so many other instances of this type.
correct, correct.
Single sin.
Yeah,
So I find suffering for what is the self-inflicted suffering is worse than one that an outside agency or other society inflicts on one. That is about a known what I call sin. That is
correct.
my feeling, ma'am.
True, true, very true. Yeah. So I had also written something about that only.
Let us.
Yeah. So some characters are published, that is punished openly, like Hester. But however,
Ah,
here Dimsdale, though he hides his guilt. So
mm,
one way it also raises questions about fairness, because when he accepts that he is guilty, you know, and he's the father of Pearl, but after that he, of course, he quickly dies, but then there doesn't seem to be anyone feeling that he's wrong, or at least the book doesn't talk about it, where his memory has been erased or he has been treated badly, right? And I don't know, it shows how secret and public sins affect people differently actually.
mhm.
Public sins seem to Secret sins in fact cause more emotional suffering. And in one way he was there when Hester was being punished, but he never stood up for her,
Oh,
right? So that way the book also says, if everyone's sin is to be revealed, then maybe most of them will be wearing a scarlet letter.
exactly. If you
Yeah.
speak of his support to Esther, there is
Mm.
only one occasion when he supported her.
That
The child
child.
wanted to be
Yeah.
exactly. There he
Correct.
stood. And he
Mm.
spoke, that paragraph is beautifully spoken.
Correct.
Maybe it is to do with Hawthorne's
Yeah.
literary genius.
Mm.
That paragraph, when he supports that the child must be returned with the mother and not to be
Mm.
taken out by church for bringing up. That was a
Mm.
valid support because I was also getting worried because
Mm.
society has taken away everything from her.
Correct.
Not only
Yeah.
that, she has punished so severely, she's kept out of that outskirts. And
Correct.
the child is also taken away. What is the anchor point that they can live upon in her future? I was worried about that, frankly.
Correct. Correct.
Luckily, Dimsdale comes to picture and he
Mm.
supports that the child must be kept only with their mother. And that
Mm.
is very natural. There
Yeah.
he acted very nicely.
Yeah. And so like, while public shame can seem like a very terrible thing, but it feels freeing and redemptive. It feels like you're enough, you've suffered for the sin, the shame has been
Uh,
happened, everything has happened, so one way you get freed, I think. While in Dimsdale case that never happened, so which is why probably he never felt free, he was always suffering, and he looked so sick.
No,
uh,
if I feel that my redemption is possible when society acknowledges it not a sin, that is
mm,
okay. But internally, I know I have done something wrong.
correct.
That is something public cannot
Yeah.
view or can
Correct.
whatever it cannot analyze. But I know the depth of the sin actually.
Correct.
So that is severe. It is a self-inflicted punishment, and
Hmm.
there is no redemption for that. Ultimately, gives away his life.
Yeah, he gives away his life. Correct.
Physically, he loses himself. And added to it, the chilling word was always with him.
Hmm.
Even
He
if
was
he
always
wants to,
adding to it. Yeah, the torture.
it is like a torture, adding a
Correct.
fuel to the fire, that type of a thing. He was every time creating problems to him.
Correct.
That means he cannot forget his sin. That is also there. He is
That
getting
is also
often
there.
reminded. You are
Correct.
often reminded. You have done wrong thing to my wife. That is what chilling was communicating.
Correct. Correct.
He was weak. Though
Mm,
society is not doing, people who are affected and added to it, Esther also has supported him.
mm,
In the opening scene, when he asks, he tell the name of the man. He
mm,
doesn't tell.
mm,
And he is there in that court judgment, those three, four people who are sitting. He is one among them.
mm.
Look at the punishment he will be undergoing
That's what. That is
internally.
what. Mm,
Definitely. It's but when a girl actually is able to stand on her point, whereas I, being a man, I'm not able to give away, accept my sin.
correct.
That opening scene yesterday, saw a movie only few minutes. There was no time.
Oh,
It was,
okay.
I will give you the link. 1934, the film has come.
Oh,
I
okay,
will
okay.
share the link with you.
Please do.
Very
Yeah.
plain, very plainly, she comes and she holds the baby like this. Doesn't
Mm.
say no. She says, "I'm not going to say the name."
Oh, that
Despite
made
all
the link.
everything, despite everything, then they could not extract the name of that
Yeah.
co-conspirator. From that is
But
another thing.
one of the persons sitting there, he says, no, that's very generous of you. He doesn't,
That
yeah. So they don't,
Yes,
one way they say, that's really nice. That's very generous of you that you're not telling his name. Yeah.
exactly, exactly. They also acknowledge her goodness. That's what it's
Mm,
her
mm,
moralistic high ground, moral high ground.
correct.
They excelled. That is there. So for me, she's a great.
Yeah, very, very strong character.
You can exactly. And we in current society also face similar issues. Actually, people break under pressure. He
Correct.
never broke under pressure. And
Mm,
good thing is she comes back again. At the end of the story, she comes
mm,
back again to this village and starts
mm,
living again.
correct.
And you cannot call Chillingworth entirely bad
Mm,
because he gives her all his property to Pearl.
mm. Yeah, he
That
gives
is what.
finally. It's like an act of his
Ah,
repentance or something like that only, I think. Because
exactly.
he's
See
not
the
even given to his wife, he's giving it to Pearl, who's not
yes.
even his child. Yeah,
No. So
correct,
there are gray areas. You can't say this is white and black, this is good and bad,
correct.
fellow is a hero.
Mm, true,
If he
true.
is a hero, he is a villain. He is good. That is not possible here.
Correct.
Characters are painted with a lot of grayness. That is also what I felt. There is no
Mm,
clarity. There is ambiguity for that matter.
right.
You can't call Timswell bad actually, because
Mm,
on the other side, he is lifting many of his village men actually from sin to that heaven and other things.
correct. Yeah,
Uh-huh. How can
yeah.
you call him bad actually?
Mm, true. That's what all the characters are very gray. It is not a very
Ah,
black and white
I,
characters, right?
no, initially chilling, but I thought all along 70%,
It,
80%
yeah,
he only creates problems to
yeah.
Deepwell.
He seemed
But
very
actually,
villainy, but towards the end, then,
huh,
yeah.
his appearance was also villain, a hunchback
Mm,
under things. He has margin,
correct,
this, that, and that. He
correct.
was also, but at the end of the day, by his action, he proves, no, I'm not entirely bad. There's an element
Mm,
of goodness in me.
right. One more question which I had was about religion and law. So, does irreligious always mean illegal? So, I think, this is a question which we always have, and I think US is still having also. So, where there's
Uh,
those areas where maybe something is not, is considered a sin by religion, but could be approved by law. So what exactly does that mean? So always there's that fight between uh, trying to create laws which are agreeable to the religion of the land and not. So I think that is a very interesting discussion itself, and this is that's
and for
also
the
part of one of the things which they've tried
and
to touch
for
upon.
the for the current times, that is very relevant question.
Correct. Very, very relevant question, I feel.
Even in our country, that is India. It is
India
very
also.
relevant question now.
Rest. Yes.
Particularly for the last 10 years, we find actually
Hmm.
religion dominating legality.
Correct.
They take
How
decisions, and
exactly?
those people who decide things are supposed to decide is when through judiciary, justice, and other things are leaning upon these religious books.
Correct.
Even there is a clear actually their bias towards this religion. Nowadays, it is question is earlier it was not like that. There is a
Mm,
book, rules are there, sections are there, provisions are there, and the cases are decided.
correct.
No, yeah, now it is getting actually influenced by the current religious practices.
Yeah.
Howsoever extreme they may be,
Mm,
howsoever what I call unfounded they may be, we don't know. But
mm,
people are depending on it. Particularly for last 10 years, it has gone up like anything in our country. Maybe it is
exactly.
taking up in other countries as well, that right-wing philosophy and other things.
It is
So,
taking up everywhere in our country also, of course, because uh, to it from thinking of, from deciding something from the point of law and think
uh,
instead of, we've always decided things from the point of law instead of religion. And if
uh,
someone speaks of religion, as something that's binding, then it was always looked down upon, I think, at least 10 years ago. And
exactly.
now it's changed. Now it is like religion has become even more important than law, and law has taken a back seat if this is against the religion. So even if it is
Uh,
legally allowed, how could you do this? Has become the,
uh,
yeah.
religion has become more dominant
Mm. Yes.
than justice and other things,
Yeah.
because they say it is already there in religion books, scriptures. It stands decided. You have to go by that.
Correct.
Huh. So this is a very relevant question. But
Yeah.
well, practices are all through, as you just said, all throughout the world. This right is taking over.
Correct. Correct.
Church is taking over.
Yeah.
In our case, actually, the gurus take over. I find even I belong to that community, actually, Brahmin, but that is a different thing. But I
Mm,
find our people have become rather, what you call that, little aggressive,
mm,
who normally speak of peace and Vasudhaiva Kutumbam help and other things. They are quite aggressive. They have become what I call exclusive. They want benefits to us.
mm.
If I have to take a benefit, it is somebody who is giving it up. Otherwise,
Correct.
how I can get? Because resources are limited. Our
Right.
people have also become like that. It means books are something, practices are something, history was something.
Correct.
So there is that is what I find.
And it is so like even the next book which we are reading, which is Educated by Tara Westover, also touches a lot
Acha,
upon religion. And
acha,
so we recently, I actually picked it up for another book club and I read the book.
uh,
And
okay.
I'm just waiting to reread it again for our book club also.
Or
Yeah, so when I read the book and we went for the discussion, it was so funny because lot of the things which are problems with the religion, which what she mentions, her religion there is Christianity.
hmm,
And one of the problems which she mentions there is prevalent everywhere, whether it is Jainism or whether it is Hinduism or whether it is, Islam or whatever may be the religion, those issues are cropping up in those places also, so everyone who came for the discussion were of different religions, and each
acha,
one was
lucky.
telling, yeah, each one was telling, oh, this happens in our thing also, this happens in our thing also. So we were like, okay, the problem is common, though the name of the religion could change. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Is it an online discussion or it is
uh,
physical?
it was a
That group?
physical discussion.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, and all of us were like, please don't record when we are talking this point.
No, no, they are
It
very
was,
sensitive things actually.
yeah,
Even in our case also, they
mm,
are sensitive things actually.
right, right. But I think anyone who sits and watches our discussion is mostly of
Huh.
of our similar thought of view. So
So,
it's still
and we have
okay.
not made any comment. We only observed. We didn't
Correct.
take any side.
Right.
A writer normally or a reader observes things. One who takes sides, it is something else. We are
Correct.
not taking insight. That is what is happening. This revivalistic tendency has come into society like that. We are saying we are
Right.
not. I don't think we are on the side of caution. I feel.
True. Very true. Yeah. So, Dimsdale is the father of Paul. He is the cheating minister. So his sin
Uh,
gives him sympathies which are so intimate, he that his sin and what it does to him makes him understand how other people are. So that is what gives him that feeling of brotherhood with the sinful mankind. And he feels that his chest vibrates in unison with them. That is the reason why he was able to deliver such eloquent and powerful sermons.
yes,
Yeah, he had that sense of empathy. He could relate to what they were going through, you know.
yes.
And yeah, so his fall is a descent from apparent grace to his own damnation. And he appears to begin in purity, but he ends up in corruption. However, you know, um, the his belief that his own cheating, is what is eating into him. He convinced himself of at every stage of his spiritual pilgrimage that he is saved. So that whole torture which he goes through, in fact, even Hester says that, that uh, we are already, we have already suffered enough for the sin which we have done. So we are going to heaven. There's one place where she
Yes,
mentions that too.
yes, yes. In the end, in that forest.
Yeah, correct. So the extreme legalism of the Puritans, Hester chose not to conform to their rules and beliefs. So Prynne was rejected by the villagers, even though she spent her life doing what she could to help the sick and the poor. In fact, there's that paragraph where the sick and the poor accept her, help, but at the same time, they speak bad about her at the back.
That is there. All
Yeah,
alms they take, but they speak against her.
against her. And
Mm.
because she was shunned, she spent most of her life in solitude. She did not attend the church also. And this way, she retreated into her own mind. And her thoughts began to stretch beyond what would considered by the Puritans as safe. She still saw her sin, but she began to look at it differently than what the villagers did. Hester Prynne
Correct.
began to believe that a person's earthly sins do not necessarily condemn them.
See, that is their point. Correct.
Yeah. And she also goes so far, that's the place which I was talking about, where tells to Dimsdale that their sin has been paid for by their daily penance, and their sin would not prevent them from reaching heaven.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, one more question which I had was, do you think Chillingworth was justified in seeking revenge? And what other alternatives did he have?
So, primarily on the, it's okay because I have been
Mm,
treated wrongly by
mm,
my own wife.
mm.
Immediate reaction for a normal human being is,
Yeah.
well, who is the person involved? Who is the guilty fellow?
Mm.
And definitely, when normally, because one has to remember, Chillingworth is not into any religion or anything like that.
Correct, correct.
He is
He
not
is
a
just his
spiritual personality.
personal, yeah, just his
He's not.
personal revenge.
He's a normal human being.
Correct.
In other words, actually, like you and he is not involved in spiritual. If it is spiritual, okay, forget and forgive, all those things would have come. He's a very
Mm,
normal human being. And remember, he has sent her first here. He got left behind and then said, you make a beginning in the life here, I will come and join you. He
mm,
takes his own time in joining her, and then Hester feels actually it is possible that he is dead. So
mm.
she loosens her moral ties and get into a relationship with the Dipswell.
Correct,
As a
correct.
normal human being, and
Mm,
he is justified in seeking revenge. But
correct.
look at the other side also. Once he has found that he has taken a revenge, and rather he has failed in executing the revenge on Dimswell, there is a change of personality in him.
Correct.
He
He
gives
feels like
away his
his whole
wealth.
identity changes, his whole way of,
That is
yeah,
what you took away the chance from me of punishing you.
correct.
That dialogue is very good. I lost the chance, something like that he says.
Mm,
Beautiful. With two words he says on that pillory, on that
mm,
scaffold.
mm.
I lost a chance to punish you.
Correct.
And then, whatever he has, he gives away to his daughter.
Yeah.
That is what I tried to say in the beginning. You can't make a character actually white or black. It is a
Correct.
gray character.
Correct. He
If you
also
look at
says,
it,
right, that I just married you, even though you didn't love me. I married you because I thought you would grow to love me, kind of.
it was a
Yeah.
loveless marriage, he says,
Yeah.
actually.
It was a
He
loveless
knows
marriage.
very well. If
Mm,
that be the case, why actually Hester joined him?
correct.
That question also comes. But
Mm,
has she refused, things would have been different.
correct. Correct.
Let us put the Hester is not wife of Chillingworth. Story would
Mm,
have been altogether different, actually. He would not have bothered about her life,
mm,
her misbehavior or immoral activities, whatever that are. There would have, but because she accepted, that's what I say. Again, Perl is wrong here. Again, Perl, I'm kidding. Hester is wrong here.
mm.
If she has married
Correct.
someone, she should have stuck up with him.
Correct.
What made her to loosen her moral
Right. Maybe
ties?
she thought he's not around, he's not alive or something. I don't know. But
That is,
yeah,
he is supposed to have been dead. That is what somewhere I read actually.
correct.
Maybe he's dead. So she
Mm,
has to go in for again another white and black. She has to open a new life for her.
that's what.
He's
There's
right
no
again.
correct. There's a fully, it's a completely gray area. Correct.
Exactly. You
Yeah,
can't call any of the characters. This is good. This is. I'm sorry. He is good or she is good. He is bad. She is bad. You can't
correct.
call like that.
Right.
When I heard Chillingworth giving a total property actually to a child who is not born from him actually. You look
Mm,
at his magnanimity.
mm,
And after that, he never comes into her life. That is also another thing. He
right.
comes and leaves again.
Mm,
Esther, he never makes his appearance into her life again.
correct.
So,
Mm,
so
true, true. I have some quotes.
ah,
Yeah. So we dream in our waking moments and walk in our sleep. This was
okay,
nice.
nice.
Yeah, no man for any considerable period can wear one face to himself and other to the multitude without
Mm,
finally getting bewildered as to which may be the truth.
beautiful. And Dimswell,
Mm, yes.
for himself, one face and outside.
Yeah. She had not known the weight until she felt the freedom.
Esther, actually.
Yeah.
Because that is taken away in the forest, that
Mm,
egg, Scarlet A.
yeah.
She throws it away. She feels freedom then.
Freedom.
Ah,
But I only with because she felt the weight of it. Yeah.
weight of it.
But then she comes back and again she starts wearing it, which is another
Again,
very
wearing it, that is another thing. And she sets right her hair, again, forces back, all those things. She will, because Pearl will not be able to recognize her. With the
okay.
scarlet letter absent on her body,
Uh,
and actually in that forest, when she loosens her hair,
mm,
cuts her hair beautifully, and all those things, she refuses to recognize her. Pearl
mm,
refuses to recognize Hester. He
mm,
calls, come to me, child. She never comes.
correct.
Then she understands, oh, I have to go to my old appearance. He goes back to and then the child comes.
Mm,
The child is also intelligent. That is also I found.
mm, that
She,
is true.
number of times she is intelligent
Mm.
and she is peculiar, unusual,
But
abnormal.
why towards the end do you feel, Shamal Raoji, that she wore again the letter?
Why she wore again?
Mm.
To keep the child with her. That's what I understood.
No, the child, I meant later, much later, after getting the property, everything. Pearl is gone off to Europe to get married, right? She
Ah,
comes back and then starts wearing the letter again, no?
wearing the letter. She wanted to continue her old life
Mm,
because there is an inherent challenge in her behavior. You
mm,
people, you have done so much to me. Even then, see, I have passed it.
mm,
I crossed it. I was confident in handling the situation. She was
mm,
speaking about herself in wearing that, nothing to do with the society.
That's what.
Maybe it is a regular reminder for her that he crossed an important stage in her life of punishment and
Mm,
severity, social ostracism. She
yeah.
wanted to remind herself, and she wanted to continue in that.
Hmm. Okay. Another quote. Love, whether newly born or aroused from a death-like slumber, must always create sunshine, filling the heart so full of radiance that it overflows upon the outward world.
Okay.
She could no longer borrow from the future to ease her present grief.
Yes.
Yeah. It is a curious subject of observation and inquiry whether hatred and love be not the same thing at bottom. Each, in its utmost development, supposes a high degree of intimacy and heart knowledge. Each renders one individual dependent for the food of his affections and spiritual life upon another. Each leaves the passionate lover or the no less passionate hater forlorn and desolate by the withdrawal of his object.
Beautiful quote.
Yeah, very beautifully written.
Yes, yes. No, he's a master wordsmith. That's what I
Yeah,
found.
master wordsmith. But sometimes I feel it's very complicated, twisted way of writing. It could have been written better. Probably now anyone
Uh,
writes, they will write it in a different way.
Different. I have few
Yeah.
sentences I can read out for your convenience, actually.
Okay.
How would I have expressed it in nowadays, in modern English?
Okay.
I will read out.
Hmm.
But if you ask me for its antique value, one has to read. Archaic value, one has to read. Because once in
Yeah.
a while we keep in our house also, no, madam. Antique designs and artics we keep. That type of a
Yeah.
thing.
That's what,
It
that's
has,
true.
we don't, it's a rare thing.
Mm. I like fear also, it is a curious subject of observation and inquiry whether hatred and love be not the same thing at bottom. So this could have been rewritten in a very simpler way, you know.
Huh?
Be
I will
not the
suggest one
same
thing if you
thing
don't
at
miss.
bottom.
You take this quote, put
Uh.
it in Chat GPT, ask it to put in modern English. It will give. That is what I did with the two, three paragraphs.
Okay.
And then, in addition to that, in Spark Notes, he has said it actually. If it is in
Uh.
modern English, how we are going to put it? It is there in Spark Notes.
Spark notes, is it? Okay, I didn't see.
Ah, yes, yes. That
Okay.
is there.
Oh.
Why I can put it here in our chat box
Yeah,
otherwise.
yeah, sure, please do.
It will
Yeah.
be instead of waiting. Just give a little time, ma'am.
No problem. Or you can put it in the WhatsApp group also. That will also, everyone can read it. Yeah.
Fine. That is okay. That will be fine.
Yeah.
Done. Done.
Mm. Let men tremble to win the hand of women, unless
Ah,
they win along with it the utmost passion of her heart. Yeah, chilling birth.
unless they've been allowed. Okay.
Oh, you want to see it again?
Uh,
That,
I missed
yeah,
it. Let
yeah.
not tremble to win the hand of women, unless they've been along with it, utmost passion of her heart. Okay, okay.
Uh, so, in all her intercourse with society, however, there was nothing that made her feel as if she belonged to it. She stood apart from mortal interests, yet close beside them, like a ghost that revisits the familiar fireside and can no longer make itself seen or felt.
In her felt.
Hmm. If truth were everywhere to be shown, a scarlet letter would blaze forth on many a bosom.
It has got lot of implied meaning
Yeah, this is
because
beautiful actually.
internally everyone is a sinner
Correct, correct,
to one, maybe a major extent or a minor extent, proportion may be different.
correct.
But when in thinking or in action or whatever that is actually, so that is what truth were
Mm.
everywhere to be shown.
Mm.
Not necessarily if Hester has to wear, everyone has to wear in that society. Would blaze forth and when okay, it
Right.
concludes.
Yes. It contributes greatly towards a man's moral and intellectual health to be brought into habits of companionship with individuals unlike himself, who care little for his pursuits, and whose fear and abilities he must go out of himself to appreciate.
Appreciate. Okay, okay.
There are many things in this world that a child must not ask about.
Hester says actually
Yeah.
to Pearl, she advises, don't ask
Mm.
this.
Yeah. The sorrow that lay cold in her mother's heart. converted it into a tomb.
Tom.
When an uninstructed multitude attempts to see with its eyes, it is exceedingly apt to be deceived.
Mm.
That's it. There were many more. I was like,
No,
where
there are
to,
many more actually.
yeah,
And to
where to draw a
understand them
line.
at
Yeah.
the first read itself, it will not be easy. But unlike other books and other quotes,
Mm, correct. So,
some one quote I found. It is a general quote. If you permit, I will
sure,
read.
please do.
It is about this general reading.
Mm-hmm.
Just a second. I liked it. Some books don't ask to be finished.
Mm,
Some books don't ask to be finished. They ask to be returned to.
mm,
Rereading is not nostalgic, it is recognition. A second meeting with a mind that once startled you, now speaking more quietly, more exactly. What once seemed excessive now feels precise. What once confused begins to clarify. No, time does not the books that matter. It sharpens them and it sharpens us. This is what I felt about this book.
mm. Very nice.
Turn to this book. That is what it says.
Mm,
There are some books actually they deserve rereading. That is a
correct.
fact.
Mm,
If you have to appreciate things in full, actually,
true.
they deserve rereading. I should start.
Yeah.
I put it in chart. You can see.
Uh,
Maybe I.
some books don't ask to be finished, they ask to be returned to. Rereading isn't nostalgic, it's recognition. A second meeting with a mind that once startled you. Now speaking more quietly, more exactly. What once seemed excessive now feels precise. What once confused begins to clarify. No, time does not diminish the books that matter. It sharpens them and it sharpens us. Very beautiful quote.
Uh, this is quite appropriate for this book
Yeah.
because it asks you to come back.
Yes, true. It's such a beautiful quote, also.
Uh,
I'll put it in our book club WhatsApp group also.
it's just that justifies a rereading of some classics. That's what.
Mm.
But if you
Yeah.
ask me to read Dr. Jivago, I'm ready again, like that.
Mm. Yeah. I have some books like that for me too.
No, no, I keep them actually.
Mm.
And another thing, just
Mm.
so brief. Even some yesterday, I was going through internet actually, Microsoft that email. This book, a Scarlet letter, and out of it they took this particular character, Hester, and
Mm.
how really she is relevant is modern times. From there only, I spoke about 2 3 points,
Mm.
classically written actually. How she is relevant even 200 years back character.
Correct.
Huh. The value she championed. I will give you the first sentence itself from the
Mm.
book.
Mm.
It controls the, let me see, thought box. This is the first sentence in the
Okay.
book.
Mm.
And now, if I had to put it in a modern text, actually, how it would appear.
Mm. 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 Mm, very simply and nicely
Ah,
put.
first paragraph, it confounds you. But whereas
Correct.
the second one, you read in our current known language, standard of
Mm,
English.
mm,
So I made an attempt actually, two, three paragraphs I took, and then
oh, it's nice. It's very nice.
Hmm.
Makes
So
a lot of
next,
difference.
definitely,
Yeah.
if a modern writer puts it, for example, you write, how
Mm.
it will come.
Yeah, it will definitely be. That's what. So when I was reading, that is what I was feeling. Why is he just going around in circles to tell this simple thing? He could have just told it simply. But then, of course, it's there. The type of writing was very different at that time. There was a lot of passive voice, and the way they write
Uh,
was always the way they spoke itself, I think, were to a large extent was very archaic. But the way they wrote, cause they wanted to write that way to show, that
the language is very ornate.
ornate, exactly.
Ah, and we are not accustomed to that. We are everything is simple and straight or something like that. The method is
Correct.
there. Keep it
Yeah.
simple and straight like that. We.
Correct. Correct.
Hmm.
But
So
it's
we are
it's
set.
also fun to enjoy that ornate language at
Yeah,
times, I
once
feel.
in a while, that's what I
Yeah.
like. But antiques in our house actually.
Correct. Correct.
When we visit, no, it has
Yeah.
its own thrill. It has its own message.
Mm,
I feel. Overall, I enjoyed the book, though it is difficult, confounding initially, it confused me. But I
mm.
thought, no, I have to persist with it and get to know at least a little of whatever he has done, at least 1% I wanted. Not even 1%, few words enough for me, I
Sure. Nice.
thought. Gotcha. So we will settle for educated next time,
Yes, we'll do educated, and we'll have it in February itself, in the last Friday of February.
last end of
Because I
February. Okay,
don't
I
think
will.
it's not a tough read. You can just like quickly go through it in a few hours. It's,
Acha.
yeah, it's about 350 pages, but
Okay,
it is very gripping and very fast moving. So,
okay, okay,
yeah,
okay.
and it's when I think it's the first time we are picking up something which is not fiction. It's a memoir actually.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's
Acha.
her true story. So,
We have not read any memoirs so far in our
yeah.
group,
So,
but
but it's unlike a non-fiction, this reads more like fiction only. So it's their own story and it moves very
uh,
fast. So it's very interesting, very inspiring.
is
So
writer Kingsolver, Barbara Kingsolver, the educate.
no, Tara
What?
Westo.
Zara West. Oh, there was
Yeah,
another book. Okay, okay, got it. Acha, acha.
yeah,
It's an
educated.
American book.
Yes,
American.
it's an American book. She's from
Fine,
America. Yeah.
fine, fine. Okay, okay.
Yeah, there's a lot about I think maybe I'll stop recording because now
Yeah, this